we like making our grilled cheese sandwiches with sourdough bread because I find it sturdier and stands up to being dipped in our soup really well. And ever since the first time I made us homemade tomato soup, we haven't been able to go back to the canned stuff. And I do know there are some people who like to put basil or cream or things like that in their tomato soup. We don't like that. We like straight up tomato soup. So our first step is to get our butter melting so we can soften our vegetables. I chopped my onions and carrots up really fine because I'm going to blend them later and I want them soft. If you notice the skins in your whole tomatoes when you add them, just pull those out. You don't need those in there. You can blend them later, but it's easier to take them out now. I'll be adding 2 cups of water and 2 cups of chicken stock to our mixture. And even though I am putting chicken stock in this, it does need a little bit of salt. So I'm just going to add a couple of good pinches of kosher salt and get that seasoned really well before we start cooking it really good so it cooks the flavor in. Once everything is mixed in, I cover it with just a little bit of a vent so that steam can escape and nothing boils over, and I simmer that for 30 minutes. It's been 30 minutes, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add in a couple of tablespoons worth of tomato paste, and then I have out my my stick blender, is what I call it anyway. I have that out, and I am going to break that up so we have smooth soup. Since this is a new tube, I'm going to show you a trick because it has that on the top, and that has a pointy end. You put that in it, and your tomato paste is opened. It's a couple tablespoons worth. And now I did turn my heat off. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get this in there. And be careful not to squirt it everywhere, all over everything, because you'll make a mess. Okay, just showing you, I've got it all done smooth. I'm going to do just one more go around, and yeah, I got the stove really well. But that's okay, I can clean it up. And so now what I'm going to do is I sprinkle in, is I'm going to sprinkle in just a little bit of parsley, a tablespoon, and then I'm going to turn this back on and bring it up to a boil and let it boil for about 15 more minutes, and soup will be ready, and it'll thicken up as I boil it, so it's not quite so loose. Man, I got my stove good. That'll be fun. While I was using my stick blender, I turned my heat off so that it wasn't popping and bubbling as I used it, and I didn't want it to get too hot for that if there's any heat coming up around the edges, like happens when you cook over an open flame. And then look how pretty that is with that. So gonna get it back up to a boil, and it's still pretty hot, so that should go pretty quickly. And then we'll put the lid on it all the way this time, and then we'll let that cook for 15. Get off a little so you can see it's really boiling good. But I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit so it's more of a simmer boil than a boil, and set my timer. Move the lid back off a little bit, and this is done. So I'm gonna take it off and put it over here. I had to wipe my board. That's gonna be fun to scrub later. But I'm gonna set it here and let that just kind of sit while I get my sandwiches going. I already have them ready to go. I just need to get them on the heat. So stay on the heat. So we're gonna get those slowly toasting up, and oh man, yeah, I'm not looking forward to cleaning that, but anyway, we're gonna have some grilled cheese here soon.